Welcome back to the depths of Wyrmstooth Burrow, tube dwellers. We've just met up with Albathor's pet farmer, who I believe is going to escort us into some dwarven ruins. Still looking for a means into the dragon's den? Looking for a way to get the best of him, apparently on his terms. Holy ebony sword. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Not the holy enchant is interesting. Seems ebony would be an odd choice for your holiness bestowment. There's an assortment of goods here. Though for the most part, it is not worth close scrutinization. I do a bit of smithing. With Maksu, why don't we pick it up? A tattered journal. Time loses all meaning when stuck in an abyss without day or night to serve as guidance. I wonder how long it's been since I fell down that damned shaft. With all this Dwemer scrap, I could have forged a ladder by now. But with my deteriorating health, I suppose it matters little anymore. Perhaps the damp air down here is also slowly rotting my mind. Darkness seeps into my eyes as my vision begins to fail me. Still, I must remain at constant vigil. While there are enough fish down here to sustain me for the time being, I fear I may meet my demise to one of those pointy-eared demons, those Falmer, as Brunjar once described to me. But whatever happened to him since he left, I haven't the slightest. He fell down the trap and landed here with me, but like other hot-blooded Nords that pass through every so often, he likely died trying to sneak past the farmer in search of a way out of this deceptively beautiful world. They have those big ears for a reason, I kept telling him. Of course they'd hear you. What with those steel boots of yours? The fool. Never found his remains either. I suppose at first I was no different. I, too, once longed for freedom, although the one thing that separated me from Brunjar is that I made it back here alive. One thing I know about this place is that the traps still function perfectly. For now, they help me fend off small groups of farmer that skulk around nearby every so often. Lately they seem to be more agitated than usual. Their antics may be comical at times, but I must remember never to underestimate their cunning. Still, their numbers dwindle day by day, and while the cause remains obscured to me, I'd best keep to the ruins for now, for the sake of my own safety. Seems the poor gentleman, didn't make it through the greater of his struggle. Dim frost. It's them there frosty bits it is. Whoa.
The Dwemer built all this. They disappeared long ago. Nobody has since been able to work out why.
Some say the Dwemer's disappearance is related to the heart of Lorcan, but that's for scholars, not adventurers such as we. Stay focused.
Amen, girl. Let us indeed maintain our focus as we enter what appears to be... Wow, really? That's pretty barbaric there, guy. Not exactly helping the orc stereotypes with comments like that. As I was saying, this seems to be some geode stone over there. Seems to be an extension of Blackreach, this huge cavern. It's got a lot of the same fungal and rock formations of Blackreach. Wouldn't it be neat if the islands were connected? I guess Skyrim's not an island. I suppose if the island were connected to the greater landmass of Skyrim, that would be pretty cool indeed. I think there's plenty of space in Blackreach to just put a little door somewhere. I'm seeing no enemies. This is kind of surprising. It does feel very much like Blackreach in every regard except for the lack of enemies. I'm at a bit of a loss for direction. Seems there are plenty of places to go. Or rather, plenty of places I could go. But it's not clear, aside from the marker on my compass that makes it all too clear, where the next step of my journey lies. I thought for a moment that I heard some steamworks. Ah, I see something. It looked like Falmer in the distance there. It looks like there's been some battle going on here. I guess... Is this lava? I'm not exactly sure that I've seen lava in Skyrim before. This is kind of interesting. I gotta be careful with these Falmer. I think I can go over most of these hot coals pretty safely. Let's just keep to the sneaking. Ah, they've found some of my companions. Let's focus on the armored fella in the back. A warmonger he is. Oh, that one's gonna miss. He is moving with a bit more haste now. The archers, though. I think I might be able to land a shot or two on them fairly easily. Unless they start moving around. Well, then I suppose I can still... Oof! Use my slowdown. Oh yeah, Night Prowler he is, huh? He's moving just enough. Let's go for the stationary target. Always the easier to hit. I've been reduced to orc arrows. Not the greatest, I have to sadly say, of the arrows made by my own people. But they'll still do the trick. As a matter of fact, I could even fire ethereal arrows that would be more powerful. But alas, I don't have the greatest mana or mana regeneration. Oh, did not want the helmet. That's too bad. Really it is. So I'm getting very weighed. Oof! Very weighed down. All kinds of random junk. Go ahead and release, sucker! I'll have you know that you haven't finished off any of my companions. Oh, nice! That was amazing. The orc was charging at him. And the farmer let loose an arrow that sent him right back to a knee. Not a second too early, either. Another moment, that orc would have been upon the farmer and would have been crushing. So this is obviously not my objective. But I don't think that I can sate my curiosity without going inside. What did that say this place was? The Dimfrost Animonulacery? No, surely not. These dwarven words, they sound derivative of words that might indicate their purpose, but always with just a couple extra syllables. Huh. Does Albathor's Farmer know magic? Wow. That is too badass. Oh, the farmer arrows. I shouldn't have taken them. They're not worth having. Especially if I randomly switch to them in the middle of battle. I will be quite sad about that indeed. Whoa. You don't exactly know where I am. I think you've got a pretty good idea, though, at this point. So I'll step out of the sneak. I've got a bad feeling about my maximum carry weight down here. Oh boy. I feel like I'm going to get overweight pretty quick and easy. Oh no, a fear! And it had to be a crit, didn't it? Of course it did. I wouldn't ever shoot an ally and not mean it, apparently. Critting all the time I'm hitting my allies. Nice, that was a chain lightning even. It looked like it hit the warmonger on the backside and still arced to his buddy. It took him out as well. I gotta say, having the group of companions with me is kind of a fresh change. For the most part, all of these areas have been wide open, which is a great design decision. given that he's going to have, you know, X followers with me at all times. I say he, meaning the developer of this mod content. And that's misleading, as I'm sure it wasn't one guy. It's likely a team of people. Though I'm sure there were males involved, it's very likely there were females too! So damn all of my generalization. It is inaccurate and deceptive. I think I missed a dead end back there a ways. I was hoping that this would be a dead end and I would turn back and go explore the other. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Unless I find some stellar loot, maybe a unique piece of, I don't know, enchanted goodness, then I doubt I will bother with going back and seeking out every nook and cranny. In honesty, I hope to find a quest down here. Maybe an individual or an item. Delivered a bit of storyline and lore. That is, after all, the main purpose of this mod content. To add story arc. That looks like an arrow trap. Maybe it's inactive. It is just sitting on a shelf. I wonder if this is going to take me to a different part of the greater cavern. No, this looks like something totally different. Oh man. Okay, well, this is kind of what I was looking for. Something out of the usual. A Centurion Master. Oh my god. The steam is very powerful. And my heals are not so much. It's too bad I can't use poisons on these gigantic automatons. I suppose it'll be no matter, though, as my allies, holy hell, tore them right down. Ooh, I took a lever. A lever? Probably don't want that. As the weight, it gets ever closer. Oof, I'm under 100 now. To spare. This doorway reminds me of the Septimus Sigmus quest. I don't remember the exact name, but it's the one in which you get the book. I think it's called Discerning the Transmundane. A Dwarven Paralysis Rod. Huh. That's interesting. I said something about a unique piece of loot. Well, there you have it. Targets that fail to resist are paralyzed for 10 seconds. Huh. Interesting. Paralysis is something I just started delving into with David, my illusionist character. Although the paralyzed spell is an alteration spell. Well, that was interesting. A dungeon shallow of lore, but definitely less so of interesting happenstance. I think that this is... yeah, and the map confirms it. I have not been up here. This is the sidearm that I picked up on before, but didn't immediately explore, so I lied! I said if I didn't find anything... Well, you know what? I guess I didn't lie. Because of what I said. I said if I didn't find anything really interesting, that I wouldn't go delve the depths of the other dead ends. Well, I did find something fairly interesting. It wasn't anything super unique, but interesting nonetheless. Interesting enough to push me to explore some of the other facets of this dungeon. Really need to switch off these orcish arrows. I suppose it doesn't really matter. My damage is redonkulous. But it feels unprofessional. I feel like I'd imagine a Thalmor would feel if using enchanted gear that a Nord had created. Not to talk down about my own people and their ability to smith, but I'm not sure that quality of arrows is necessarily a large focus in the orc world of smithing. I think, in fact, the damage that they do proves otherwise. Huh. I kind of expected this just to be a little short dead end. No, it doesn't seem so. It's going to go on and on to the break of dawn. Apparently it's a party up in here. Orcish Bow of Torpor? Yeah. I don't think it's worth it. I'm going to pass. I have the enchants, all the enchants I want. Even if I didn't have all the enchants I wanted. I'm not sure I would want that one. Ah, that's going to be iffy. He's moving. Got it. Whoa, okay. Stuck in the slowdown. Oh, God. Spamming the buttons didn't work perfectly that time, but... Oh, did that go right over his head? Wow. Seems it did. I love how hardened enemies, like these dwarven automatons, they're made of metal. Arrows don't stick in them. They bounce right off. I love that. That's so cool. That attention to detail. Ever important in games of great immersion. As is Skyrim, I see the portals all over the place. I would fare to bet that I am getting ready to get invaded. As though I were a country. Probably make that joke a lot worse and say, as though I were Austria. Ho! You, sir, are far too close to me. Is that it? I don't trust it. Do we even deal with one centurion from each portal? Huh. Maybe some of the portals are broken. You know, seeing that reminds me of BioShock. Looks exactly like the vent holes that little sisters climb through. You are late to the party. Tardy to the party, sir. As AC would love to say while commentating Dota. Whenever a hero finds himself out of position. So what was all the protection for? Why all the machines keeping things locked down nice and tight, huh? God, once I get out of here and find a group of merchants, I'm just going to be rich. I'm going to be rolling in the dough. As though I weren't already. Huh. A dead end is what they were protecting. And a chest's worth of loot. Well, I shan't claim that the placement and logic behind Dwemer traps is the most sound. It's not. Very much so it's just some traps left behind in some ruins. I feel like maybe I've been there. Maybe I'm going there. I could see, yeah, it looks like I'm going there. I'm taking a step down now. Could see through the grate a way I could fall down to the path I assume ahead. Maybe it would have allowed me to skip an opponent. What? Is there really nothing there? Huh. I guess it's just a machine, a neutral machine making that noise. That really sounded like one of the spheres. Huh. This looks a little questionable. What's under the stairs and why? A dynamo core? I know that's used in some, what is it called? The Atronach Forge? Yeah. In some Atronach Forge recipes. I don't know that Maksu will ever care to try any of them out. I did pick up... Oh, and there it is. I'm carrying too much. Well, let's see if we can just prolong it. Actually, I'm not going to be able to run to the surface for like a long, long time, I feel. Unless I, in pretty short order, find this dragon's den and put him down. I feel like trying to use strength potions and just bear this burden continuously is not going to be so much of an option. I'm going to have to drop some stuff. Whoa! Helicopter blade traps coming out of nowhere. It's the last thing a self-conscious orc like myself wants. Another room of nothingness. You know, on one side, I like seeing structures that feel complete, even if parts of the structure bear no reward. Even if it's useless for me to go check them out, if it doesn't give me any benefit. I still like to see that structures are whole and, I don't know, logically oriented. Like if there's a structure that's supposed to house a bunch of guards, well, I would like to see a mess hall in it, and a bunkhouse, and I don't know, other such provisions. At the same time, though, it grates on you after a time. I think I backtracked, actually. I think I went in the door over there and came out after having backed up a good bit. Oh, that looks risky. You know, I'm sorry. I gotta try it. The lava, it looks so beautiful. I just want to... Oh, God! Oh, God! It really does hurt. It really is painful. It's lava. It will hurt you. Let's make sure no burning after effects or anything. Oh. That spell was seen. Ooh, and I take an arrow from the dude in the background that I didn't see immediately. I shall take only one. And I will return too. Oh, whoa! Luckily that looks like it still hit the farmer before he totally took a dive. Was I not exploring over here? Uh-oh, I see a Charis. Hate these little buggers. No pun intended. That is exactly what they do. I especially hate their nests where they come popping out. You look like you're moving quick. This might be hard to land. I overshot it by a lot. That's alright, we'll try again. If at first you don't succeed, apparently let them get right up in your face before delivering the killing blow. Hope my companions are handling themselves alright while I soil myself and attempt to come up with a better plan. They move around so wonky too, almost like ice wraiths. Whoa! That arrow, sir, grazed my brow. I would like to not have another one do something similar or even more damaging. I said something about no enemies earlier. I don't know how the hell I was finding no enemies. They're all over the place now. Their eggs. I really need to like not pick up anything. I'm already using strength potions just to carry what I am carrying, which is probably stupid. Oh, you, sir, blended in perfectly. The gentleman farmer looks like he's in a tuxedo or something. Whoa. Okay, that was an ally. For a second I thought he had a friendly running up on me with reckless abandon. Interesting. Given my weight situation, God, I really want to look around down here. But given my weight situation, I think I really should hasten towards my objective and attempt to forego all other distractions and obstacles. You're a regular farmer. Why am I even bothering to avoid you? Killing you is easier than avoiding. Oh yeah, that arrow almost looked like it wasn't going to land like that one. Oh boy. Golem's cousins aren't enough. Back to the buggies. Where you going, bud? Oh, man. Overshoot, undershoot. I just can't get a beat on them. They're so awkward. I do not like disappearing out of view. Little turd, where'd you go? I really don't like how falling is an action. I've described this about shouting before. How I don't like how you can't say shout and draw a sword at the same time. Even like the act of going into and coming out of sneak can't be done perfectly with some other actions. Like you can't shout wall going into sneak or wall coming out of sneak. They're actions that can't occupy the exact same space and time. Falling's like that too. Falling is an action that disables all other actions. You can't even like sheath or unsheath your weapon. I really dislike that. That takes away from my immersion factor. It reminds me that I'm dealing with script, that I'm dealing with game code that says this is action, and while action is performed, other actions may not be performed. I really wish I could like fall with a bow drawn and release the arrow mid-fall. Maybe even while slowing time and land the arrow. I know it's not necessarily realistic. It's probably not the easiest to fletch while falling, but it sure would feel badass. I would feel great about it. It'd be pretty awesome to be able to pull such things off. These bugs, man. This one's just setting back spitting. I really don't like that. Have I told you recently about some of these things I don't like? They're here. They're things. Stuff. Happens with them. Go down, bug. I might as well just stop even using the slow time. I'm not hitting them. It's not making me better at hitting them. I'm missing them just as much anyway. Yeah, that's what I thought. There they are. That's a warmonger. Probably not the most ideal first target. Crit, crit! Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, a little high there. Should have slowed time. I didn't. I got cocky. Huh. I have no clue how that arrow even missed. That's a friendly. That is the other farmer. I was seeing arrows, or hearing arrows, rather, land while I wasn't seeing this this chap down in front launching them. Did I not hit you? God, this guy, the arrow dodger extraordinaire. I think my ally finally got him. That wasn't even me that finished that off. I don't know why I'm going up here. I shouldn't loot. There's nothing here to loot. I could take my arrows back, but I kind of want to run through the orcish arrows. Get back to a better quality of arrow. Something else I need to do next time I visit a concentration of merchants. Just buy all the arrows that all of them have. What? Hold the phone. The objective's over there, which is pretty clear. Up past the big elf statue. The snow elf statue, I'm sure. The farmer before the fall statue. But there's some kind of bridge over here. Oh, some kind of bridge terminating in a fortress over here. That is just too damn interesting. Oh, you know what? Hold up. No, hold on. That's the poison bite is the one from elsewhere. Those are actually paralysis poisons. Do I not have any more poisons? I don't. Bollocks. What was that? What in the what? What? That doesn't even... No. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Oh, yes! That, like, went through eye socket, where that was showing on the back of his head. Oh, that was beautiful. Okay, hold on. We gotta tag up some more poisons. I know I got a bunch. There are potent poisons. There are lingering. We got paralysis all day long. I really need to whip those out the next time I'm facing a dragon. Some weak poisons, I guess. Let's go ahead and slap one of those on the bow. I believe I have a perk in Venom, which is different in Spurg than in Vanilla. Poisons applied to weapons last longer the higher your alchemy skill, a maximum of 10 charges. I also gain 50% resistance to all poisons, but my alchemy is currently 50, which makes me think my poison should have, what, like 5 charges right now? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Let's see if we can count. You know what, I say that, and then I'm not totally sure that the feedback on landing a poison arrow is such that I could count it. And then, you know, what if I don't land an arrow? Does it still count? Is an arrow fired a charge used? Or does the charge actually have to hit a target for it to be used? So see, there was one, and I can't tell, really, that there was poison on the arrow and that it did damage. There is a way to tell, though, isn't there? Hold on. Can't I? Yeah. I can see that the bow's poisoned, right? Yes, there's a little icon here. So I've shot one shot. I just need to come in here and check after every shot. I can't see that here, can I? No, I can't. That is a shame. Okay, let's see if we can count. I want to see if there are 5. And you know what? terrible time for a break. Terrible, terrible, horrible time, because there's no way that my state of mind is going to be strong enough to remember that I was trying to count poison stacks on my arrows. So that's probably not going to happen in the beginning of the next episode, but this is the end of this episode anyway. Thanks for watching, Tube Dwellers. See you later!